this is Venom Man 20, and I wanted to do a video on how to raise a baby alligator, or how to care for a captive crocodilian. This is a baby alligator. I don't really condone having crocodilians in captivity unless you're ready to bite that off, because a lot of people bite it off and they can't chew that much. It's a little baby American alligator. He's about a year old. He's pretty gentle, pretty calm. Once they start getting a little bit older, they start getting a little bit more aggressive. You got to figure it's probably going to outlive you, so you're going to want to put in a central will or find some place to take it. Once you get 70 and you can't jump alligators anymore. This is a pretty calm little guy, or he's being calm right now. But you got to always keep in mind he is an alligator. He can do a lot of physical harm. If you're going to look for a pet alligator, just remember that they can get 300 pounds, 14 foot long. They can get heavier than that, but they just get huge. If you handle them daily, you got to watch out for stressing them. You can stress them out too much and they can die from it. But I handle mine probably twice a week just to try to keep them calm down some. If you're going to look for a good pet gator, if you look at a pet store reptile show, if you're looking for a healthy one, you want to look for a fat one, which you can see is kind of fat, but they can inflate with air because they're very vocal. They hiss a lot. You also want to look for a fat tail. A fat tail is a good sign that he's a healthy little alligator. If he has a nub tail like this one, that's no big deal. If he's got a little hole in his webbing on his feet, that's no big deal. It's an alligator. They get in fights and scuffles all the time. Look for the clarity of the eyes. You don't want cloudy eyes. That ain't a good sign. Look around their teeth. If they're bleeding or look like rotten, they really shouldn't be. That's a sign of vitamin deficiency, because they shed their teeth, so their teeth stay in pretty good condition. Don't mistake what you think is a tame gator to just really be a sick one, because if he ain't trying to bite and act crazy, he's probably not too good of health. Like, I mean, you see he ain't trying to bite me, but he ain't liking being held. Even though he's struggling right now, he will eventually. Like right now, he doesn't like this. Whenever they get bigger, you're going to want a huge cage. You're probably going to have to build an outdoor enclosure. They are just very powerful. Cage-wise, you want probably half water, half land. They love to bask. A lot of people think they just need a big aquarium full of water. That's totally false. They need to be able to get up out of the water and sun themselves. And mine would rather eat off the land than out of the water. It makes a bigger mess all into the water like that. You want to get a filtration system, cleans out the water, because you'll be changing water out every other day. Otherwise, I try to keep the enclosure real simple, because if you don't, they just tear it up. I had one with a little grass mat in there, fake plants. They destroy it. There's no point in having just a giant nest before it's all said and done of just mangled up fake plants. They're real interesting creatures if you do get one, but just be ready for the task of taking care of one. So they get very powerful. Whenever you go to get out of the cage, I always grab mine by the back of the tail and scoop my hand up underneath his legs like that. Just so then, like, if you come off to the side and just pick him up like that, a lot of times they'll swing around and try to bite you thinking it's food or a predator. So that's the way I kind of let mine know that I'm getting ready to pick them up and mess with them. They're always food aggressive, so whenever you first open up the cage, watch out what you're doing, because the only thing they're thinking about is food non-stop. I'll show you a bigger one that I have. Talk a little bit more. I'll be right back. Just a little bit more of a handful. He's going nuts. He'll calm down after a couple seconds. Like I said, I handle mine probably about twice a week just to try to keep him calm, but as you can clearly see, they ain't calm. He's gotten kind of obese. I don't know what happened. I've kept him on a steady feeding regimen. He just hasn't been getting much activity. This is probably about a 3-foot alligator. He's pretty calm. I mean, he's just hissing a lot. He ain't trying to bite or anything. He's real fat. He just kind of sits around whenever he's inside his cage. I feed him chicken, like gizzards, livers, pieces of chicken meat like thighs, drumsticks. I cut them up into small pieces so I can get them down real easy. I feed them fish, mice, rats. You got to feed them whole items too, just to it keeps the vitamins in them and everything. It's better for them than just little pieces of meat. When they're smaller, you can feed them crickets, cockroaches, grasshoppers, fish, little pieces of chicken. They need a UV lamp or need to get inside direct sunlight because of calcium deficiencies. And there's an urban myth saying that you can keep one inside like a small aquarium and they stay small. That is totally false. It's just going to lead to your alligator getting all messed up whenever it grows. It'll grow improperly and get funky looking, and it's not good for the animal at all. You need to give it a big enclosure so it can move around, it can swim, it can lay its fat butt up underneath the heat lamp like they love to do. They're real fun creatures, but just be ready for something like this hissing at you, trying to bite you. But they can be tamed, but just never trust them to the point. I mean, like this guy, he ain't bad at all. You just rub him underneath the chin, he just opens up his mouth. He thinks he's bad though, listen to him. In order to sex an alligator, when they get a little bit bigger than this, you just put your finger inside the cloaca and check for a penis. It's pretty basic. You've seen Steve Irwin do it 100 times. This one I haven't sexed yet. I don't really care the sex. Figuring if it's a female, it'll only get about 7 foot probably. If it's a male, it can get up to 14, given the right diet and everything. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hope it helped you out. If you got any questions, just ask them at the bottom of this webpage. And thank you. I'm Man 20. Have a good night.